Hey, what is up? Keasbey here, and we're doing a first of its kind video on the channel today. We're going to be responding to the Master Duel Banlist. So for a little bit of context, I've been playing a bit more Master Duel. I've really been trying to make floowandereeze work on it, despite the numerous amount of hits that deck has taken on Master Duel. So we're going to hopefully get a deck profile for Master Duel specifically going soon, and maybe even some Master Duel replay commentaries after, if that's something that y'all are down for. But before we get into all that, don't forget to drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel for even more. Okay, so just again for full context, I've really been consistently playing Master Duel this one season, so I'm going to give my reactions and my thoughts based on that one hardcore season of play. Alright, so this ban list is going to kick off on September 1st, and let's take a look at what's banned. We are looking at Heroic Champion Rongaminian. Yeah, no, this had to go. So it's just one of those cards that is really frustrating in a best of one format. I actually haven't run into it once currently this season, but even so, just again, best of one format, you don't have a side deck, so there's just a chance that this drops on the field and you automatically kind of lose. You don't have what you need in your main deck to out it. So I'm glad this is gone. It really only exists to be a pain to deal with. So yeah, good riddance. Next up, I can't pronounce this card, but it's the synchro guy that is used in an FTK. Again, just why even bother having it here? Just get rid of it. It's absurdly frustrating in a best of one format when you're sitting there and you see your opponent starting to set up for an FTK, and it's just do I leave and it affects my rank, or do I have to sit here and wait and see if they mess up and maybe I can take the win off of that? And then, a few minutes later, you're just they've got it. I should have just quit forever ago because I missed any form of interaction. So yeah, now this is another one I'm very glad to see go. Next up, we got Block Dragon. Okay, super happy to see Block Dragon go. It basically represented infinite resources for Adamantipator, or really any deck that could use it. It was just very frustrating to crack through a board and use basically all your resources to do so. And they've just got so many different waves of play just based off the existence of Block Dragon to recover from. It just gave really specifically Adamantipator so much inevitability. It was absurd. So I think seeing it go is an absolutely fair hit. Happy to see that gone. Next up, we've got a yugioh. I mean, this is a consistency hit for tier limit. They've hit the deck already, but it is still really around everywhere. I've run into it pretty often, so I understand curtailing it a bit more, especially if they want to move people to get the new costume stuff as well. And tier limit Mary. Okay, I see why they're hitting this one. It's the level 2, so it has a lot of really nice interaction with Sprite Elf. And again, I mean, they've hit so much of the deck already. Might as well just hit this too. It did give our opponent, if they're playing tier limit, a bunch of extra play besides just Havness. They can also readjust their board using Mary with Sprite Elf on the fly. So yeah, good hit, good hit. All right, so that's all the bans. I'm feeling good that one FTK and one functional FTK is gone. One of the most annoying cards in my mind also gone. Sorry, everyone who plays Adamantipator. Block Dragon is so frustrating for me. Next up, let's look at what's limited. So Branded Fusion to 1. I think Branded is going to be fine, honestly. They're functionally playing 12 copies of this card between everything that can search it or everything that can search something that will immediately search it. It does make interacting with the deck in any spot besides just waiting to interact on the Branded Fusion play a lot better, because you could potentially keep them off the Branded Fusion. But as well, they have so many other plays now. There's so much new support for the deck. I think it's going to be fine. It just, again, makes that getting to Branded Fusion a little more fragile for them. That grass looks greener. Yeah, that's a good hit to 1. It's basically 10 copies of Foolish Burial combined into 1 in the right deck, and Foolish Burial is a card that obviously has been limited for forever. So yeah, that grass looks greener to 1. Absolutely, I could see it. Kelbeck to 1. Okay, yeah, that's more consistency hits for tier limit. I'm fine with that. Sprite Jet to 1. That's an interesting hit for Sprite. I mean, Jet's kind of usually the go-to one that I want to interact with a lot of times, just because Sprite Jet gives them so much different variety of what they can do. They can get Double Cross, they can get Starter, they can get Smasher. So I think hitting that definitely does do a bit for curtailing, not so much the power and consistency of the deck. I mean, it does definitely hit the consistency a little bit, taking away another way to get to Sprite Starter, but more the end board variety that they can possibly set up to interact. And Swap Frog to 1. Yeah, that's another sprite hit. Again, just consistency is a really strong level 2 for them to start out with that begets other level 2s. So I can agree on that one. All right, let's go ahead and look at the semi-limits. Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Inferno. Hang on, I gotta look up what this was at. Okay, so this was previously at 1, now up to 2. Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think it's doing a ton, so. Luster Dragon Pendulum. That is now at 2. Okay, again, I don't think it's a huge deal going up from 1 to 2, so I don't think it's going to change a tremendous amount. Pot of Extravagance to 2. Okay, this is, I saw this and I was like, I should make a video. Please stop hitting floowandereeze. I was running 3 of these in my floowandereeze list just out of necessity because Pot of Prosperity is at 1, Duality keeps getting hit. So, not fun. Just please leave it alone. Leave floowandereeze alone. But this is also a hit to like generic stun decks that don't care about the extra deck and just want to draw a ton of cards. So, yeah, I get it. But, oof, just poor floowandereeze. And in the unlimits, we've got Nadir Servant. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think that's going to change a ton. It's been unlimited forever it was unlimited like for forever in the TCG, and it was really fine for the most part. Ancient Fairy Dragon back to 3. I'm assuming it's getting the eroded version, so that's totally fine. And Girsu Mech Knight to 3. Yeah, that's fair enough. Alright, so that was the ban list for Master Duel. Again, that kicks off September 1st. And again, I know I don't have like the biggest insights into the Master Duel meta. I've only really played a ton this one past season, but I'm trying to definitely play more so that I have better insight and I can talk about it more on the channel. So if there is a really big want for it, I will definitely try to cover my floowandereeze deck profile for Master Duel. Again, I'm like 1 rank away from Diamond, I think it is. Whatever the highest one is. I always mix up Diamond and Platinum. And I've got some good replays that I can cover again if there is a demand for that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel for even more. And I will catch you all later.